folks, what's going on? Yeah, guys, we're in this bull flag. That's the 1 hour, 4 hour. You know, it's kind of a little too tight. So we're coiling here for sure. Uh, interesting, guys. When we broke out, y'all, we made this horizontal zone of support. Yeah, we made this little guy. Yeah, right there. This little guy. Yeah, when the price bounced right around here. Okay, so when price bounced around here, we made this little support zone. We said, okay, let's just see what happens because we didn't have anything, right? We pumped so hard, right? And so it had a little pump, little topping out here. Came back, found support, blasted through this little resistance, right? And we found support here again. All the while, kind of having some higher lows, lower highs, and it's coiling. Interesting, right? Notice a neighbor driving by. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, y'all, not sure how much of a dip we're going to get right now. You know, historically, generally, during bull runs, Bitcoin has 30% drawbacks, like routinely. Like you'll have 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times, you'll have a 30% dip. Hence the terminology by the dip. So, it's a little Bitcoin jargon for you, right? So Bitcoin's just going for it. We're rocking out, guys. We're rocking out. Solana, y'all. I want to show y'all Solana on the monthly. Look at that. I mean, look at that beautiful chart. Just kidding, y'all. Now, so, I mean, we could look at the weekly, but I just want to make a point real quick. Beautiful, right? Big cup and handle with this descending resistance, kind of this bull flag. We have these lower highs that we broke out of, right? Right here, resisting, broke out. Also broke out of this horizontal zone here, broke out, another horizontal there. Broke out, and now we're testing it as support, right? If that little wick down, this wick down is the tops, these closes and these openings here of these 4 weekly candles. Guys, so that's like substantial. This is not the daily chart. What's interesting though about the monthly, guys, more or less, we close on the month here, close at 202, and then 208, and then we opened at 208 on this one. So we closed at 208 on this one, opened at 208 this one. We closed at 169, closed at 202, closed at 208. So y'all, and right now we had a high at 225. We're currently at 210. If we can close this month, which we have, we have a couple more weeks. We have 2 weeks. So I just thought it was interesting that we are above the monthly closes, the high, like the monthly highs ever on Solana. So right now we are above these high monthly closes right here back in October and November of 2021. Long time ago, guys. We were flirting with all-time highs in Solana. Now, the monthly, not many people are going to be looking at the monthly. It's going to be more of a weekly and a daily. You will have more people looking at that. And we're nothing but bullish, y'all. We're breaking out. We're breaking above resistance levels, and we're flipping into support. If we can continue to coil here and continue to do this is on the daily again. If we can continue to coil and just kind of stay above this whole area, right? Kind of do something like that, guys, it'll be the most bullish thing. So that's Solana, guys. So I am in Bitcoin and Solana. I'm not, however, in Cardano anymore. Used to be, but it was down so much and it was taking forever to come back. I converted a lot of it to Solana a while ago. So I'm okay with that. I'm happy with it. But I will still look at this because I want This other thing is interesting. This is a pretty clean cut. Sorry, my phone was buzzing. Okay, we're back. This is a pretty nice chart, right? Let's get back. I like the dual screen action for a second, maybe. Right. This is a interesting chart because it's pretty freaking clean. I really don't know why. I mean, again, let's make this one a little bigger. It doesn't have to be so specific. I like that a little more because you have the bottoms of these candles here that close and this open. You have this close. You have this open. You have this open. Open, close, open, close. So pretty clean in the sense that, let's go to the daily. Just this was clearly a support area that got flipped, and we came back to retest it, completely rejected, right? When people thought that ADA would not lose that level, and then it did, and when it came back to reach, so when it did lose this level, it was a good, call it 70% drawback, 68 or 70% drawback, and when it came back and retested this little support area that you might have thought it would have survived at, maybe, kind of has some action here, and then it comes here, supports it. No, once it retested it, y'all, it fell 65% again. So it went pretty much 70% down, went pretty much 65% down. And I guess in hindsight, that's a pretty good bottom signal. Looking at it now, obviously hindsight's 2020. But if you think about it, this is extreme. This is pretty max pain. I mean, can you go much lower than 22 cents? I mean, you can. You can go 22 cents lower. But for an asset that in the previous cycle had gotten down, it was down to 2 cents or whatever, all the way up to $3, 20 cents feels like a bottom in hindsight. You can't go much lower. Totally could have. It had been there before, so why not? But in hindsight, and here's why. Because when it was at this level that we thought was support, right, it fell 70%. And when it got back to that level that was support before, right, it fell 63, 64, 65%. So it fell 70, then it fell 65. From the same level, rejected, and it more or less had a very similar, but it was a higher low, right? So that told us this got bought up. So this was a little bottoming here, right? This was a little bottoming here. And it came up and rejected again at the same level that had been support. Its first test of it. Came back down again. That's a bottoming, y'all. It's a consolidation, right? Consolidation. So what could happen now? Interesting. I want to see, first off, it's been a while now. Look, we broke through it. Look at this. This was support, resistance. Right above it, support, right below it, resistance. So we blasted through it. Guys, let's see what happens. Could it be something like this? It gets here, can't handle it, right? Totally. Could totally see that. I mean, I wish ADA, Cardano, ADA holders, I wish y'all the best. This is looking good, though. It's definitely flipped this resistance. If it has an opportunity to come down and test it, let's see what it does. As far as moving averages are concerned, we're on the daily here. Right, it's riding the 8. It's riding the 8-day EMA. It's all these are starting to flip. All these are crossing bullish, right? They're starting to line up, right? The 20's crossing over the 34. The 50's coming from the 200. The 100 wants to get above both. Wants to get above the 200 eventually. As you can see, it's got more of an angle coming up. This is well more sloped, where the 50 and 100 are more of a sharp angle. It's a very flat, low angle here. I mean, think about that. Let's look at that real quick. Let's do a straight line. So look at the relation of the angle of this slope of the 200, and then look at the relation of the 50. The 100 is pretty freaking steep. 200 is not really steep at all. 50 is very steep, and it should be like that. Okay? If it doesn't make sense, leave a comment. I will explain it. But all these are crossing bullish. So right now, if you're a Cardano holder, I'd be feeling pretty good about things. Now this is going to be a big. This is a confluence here of a resistance, pretty heavy resistance zone, with the 200 weekly moving average that it has been under for 2.5 years, since May of 2020. Yep, 2.5 years. So it is a new. As you can see, there's not much. There's not enough history here, because this is a 200 weekly line. You would expect it to resist here. That's all I can really. No one knows for sure, but we can't expect something like this, right? This any kind of chop before we take off, which we can totally take off. We'll get back to $1. So if you want an easy like 40% gain, you can buy Cardano right now. Because I would say $1 is pretty much baked in, right? So Submitti's still just chilling. 89.4, 89.5. Very interesting. Guys, you take care.